Hello, and welcome to another day of TA the Degen way. I wanted to hop on to an update on the Bitcoin price. It's been quite some time since we have done any with the holiday season and my ailing mother. I've taken some time off, and we have been targeting $48,000, which was tapped today. And as such, I want to talk about some different ways to pick significant levels on the chart to look for a reaction. I don't like the idea of making price prediction videos because predicting the price seems a little bit silly, but we can monitor how price is behaving and assume that it will present itself in a way that is semi-decent, orderly, and rational. And as such, I am looking for a pullback. We can talk about our market structure. We have our downtrend, our sideways trend, in between the high, in between the low, and then our hopeful future uptrend. And you can see the same pattern. Well, you can't because this chart doesn't go back far enough. But that's the general market cycle. So, at some point we should be looking for the sideways market rally high, which maybe we could consider this. This looks more like accumulation to me, but I want to talk about $48,000. So if we look at this chart, you can see that this is on our Crypto Files 622 Trading View Ideas page. We also have our Discord group, which I've still been posting in quite regularly, even with the time off. But I've split this chart into eighths. So what I want to do is we'll just go right over to the Bitcoin chart, and we will talk about our oscillator shortly here. So we can get rid of that. And let's just look at swing high to swing low. This is our range. And if we take our fib tool, one of the methods that WD Gann taught that I do find to be very effective is we can go from our swing high to swing low and set our fib retrace to be 1/8 increments. So I have saved these settings as eighths. So you got 0.125, 0.25, 0.375, and so on. And you can see these are respected quite well. This is the swing high to swing low, broken up into eighths. And we're looking at how much of this trend has retraced. So we'll flip our numbers upside down. So here we've retraced 1/8 of this move to the downside. Here, a quarter, 3/8, halfway, and so on. So we are currently at 3/4 of the way, and that is coming out at about $48,000. So we have a significant level. We have this high right here, and I believe our monthly close, well, we don't need to look at that right now. But we have this unbroken high. We can see, so there is our eighth based significance. We will give, well, let's just switch this now. Let's just switch it to the regular fib values. I'm going to keep that based on a log scale. And let's look at our macro golden pocket for a retrace of 50% to 61.8%. We can see that we are in our golden pocket macro retrace area with our 61.8 coming out awfully close to the number that we hit today. So again, we have some confluence here. And then if we pull a volume profile, if we think about this upper range here, we can split this in half as we've talked about many times before. And when price traded up here previously, we can pull a fixed range volume profile. And we will see that our value area high should be able to pull that up. Doesn't want to pull it up. There we go. Also on Coinbase, our value area high is coming out a little higher, coming out at 50,000, which, you know, is a pretty legitimate level. Maybe we scooched our volume profile over just a smidge too far. 50,000 on Coinbase. So on MEXC, this comes out just a smidge lower, right at this support resistance flip down here at about 48,000. But regardless, we should be thinking of this as a sideways market rally that hopefully pulls back, trends sideways, and then rips off into a bull run. Or maybe we just continue. We've got nice curvature here, building to the upside. If we go back to our Gann levels and consider ranges, and just how price behaves in ranges. And let's split this back up into eighths. So if we think about this as being a high here, we would be looking for price to, you know, put in some kind of a swing failure pattern. You know, we got nice curvature here. Time and price would be square some point in time right in this area. And if we look at our oscillator, we can see our money flow on the daily is coming down low. Let's just blow this oscillator up. So we can see that our money flow is retreating. You know, first you tend to see the VWAP, you know, leading. That is, you know, where this white and blue wave actually cross is right where this yellow VWAP crosses the zero line. So right where this red dot would print is right where this, you know, that's where these two averages first clip. You know, and the money flow is obviously the king, so that usually comes last. But I mean, if we see this VWAP here, we've got divergence in it. Here's the high coming down. So we would expect momentum to follow, and we can see that momentum has come up and possibly rounding over. Our RSI is red up above the 30 or 60, I mean, and money flow is trending to the downside. So as such, I mean, and we can look at our past oscillation here. We can see that we rotated to the downside, and then we have rotated to the upside. We should be looking for a high somewhere right in here as price or as momentum diverges. We got this nice thick money flow. So I mean, if we think about this as a freight train rolling down the tracks, it takes some time to stop. And VWAP is our first signal. You know, we're trending to the downside on our VWAP. We have divergence on our VWAP. We're putting in, if we pinch off here on the daily, then we get a red dot here. So if this VWAP comes on down, and this is kind of what I would like to see with the money flow also, is this money flow come on down. But if this VWAP comes down and crosses, we're going to get our red dot here. So then we have the VWAP leading the momentum on this downward part of the slope. and money flow coming down, indicating that we could possibly be putting in a sideways market rally high and looking for a retrace, some reaccumulation, consolidation, and hopefully a new all-time high. And if we come out to the weekly, looking at our oscillator, so we have our level, looking at swing high, bull run high to bear market low, split into ace. We're at the 75% mark at 48K. It corresponds awfully close to the value area high of price in this range, somewhere between 48 and 52,000 is where I would project this rally high to be, and then look for a pullback. If we look at our weekly, just at the oscillator, let's just delete everything here. You can see our weekly money flow is nice and thick still, so it's not like we're looking for some full-blown collapse. We should be looking for, plenty of divergence here. Money flow is still nice and good. The VWAP is coming up. So, we do got our red dot here. But, look at the money flow. The VWAP did cross once. So now we should be looking for momentum to start trending to the downside. As in momentum come down, come back up, come down, come back up. And then hopefully rocking on to the moon. So the oscillator on the weekly is heavily oversold. So we're at a significant level. We're at the awfully close to the 61.8, taken from this bull market high, bull market low. We are at the 75% mark, looking at, so at 6/8 retrace, the value area high over here, and I'm talking about the $48,000 to $52,000 range. And if this is the top, we will be looking for the high to be in, price to pull back as it did pretty violently. It's been pretty bumpy. As you would expect, as the brakes are starting to be applied, momentum is slowing. This isn't going to just, come straight down to zero. It's going to round over as as anything loses momentum. And the confirmation will be the money flow will start to curl to the downside, and being that we are in a powerful uptrend, hopefully this uptrend stays intact. If we just look at that for a second, let's talk about pullback targets before we hop off here. Just hit the delete button. So we have our trend. Price action is heavily bullish anywhere above this line. Let's just look for some correspondence with an ascending channel. Couldn't make that up if you tried. So there is an ascending channel there. So we would be looking for price to come back to the bottom of the channel for significant levels. We have this unchecked, unretested support resistance flip, which when we pull our volume profile up here should also be the value area low. Stretch that out a little too far. There we go. So with our first stop, we can look at this POC. So it's aligning very nice with the lows of this range here. Come on down, tap that, and revisit the high or halfway. And here's a significant level, here's a significant level. We can split our channel in half as a speed line for that POC target. And have some target dates. Just kind of looking at when we could expect something like that. That, or else we continue to push to the upside and just bust right out of this channel. And we raise the high of this channel to over here. Now we're getting up a little higher, which I find to be unlikely but possible. And if we do, you know, it done pretty well with Bitcoin just trading this run, especially this break of the $32,000 level. But I am looking for this retrace, and so we've got this channel, we've got our PLC, we've got our value area low for some levels and some time frames. Now let's grab our fib. Let's pull it from the low to the high. Well, it looks like we're in eighths, which is okay. We can check that. Let's see if we have any correspondence with our speed lines. Well, here we do. So this looks promising. Right there. Looks promising. Yeah. And right here. And right here. So let's get rid of, let's change this to our regular fib values. We'll look at our golden pocket. And we were looking for price to head down, so we'll flip that over. Local golden pocket is coming out dead smack in the middle. Imagine that. So our 61.8 is right there. Let's look at where our 786 is and our 382. So our 382 has a lot of promise there with our matching up with our 1/8 increments, matching up with our speed lines and our channel. 50% of the way between the 61.8 and the 78.6 down here. So, you know, I mean, this 32,000 area looks pretty promising. It's also our macro support resistance flip, you know. So, I mean, these areas would be some good, solid take profit areas. I like this POC and this value area low the best, and 50% of the way in between for 3 potential targets. Go halfway in between. So we have for short targets, we have 39,000, 35,000, and 32,000. General areas, of course. And maybe while this hee-haws around here, maybe we see a blow off on some alts. we'll see. But, you know, 48,000 was the target level. And we've seen a major reaction there. Granted, there was some fake news. If you were a member of our free Discord, you would see I posted in there that a big event like that is likely to see some fake news that propels us into the 48K sell wall, only to find out it's fake news and dumps us back to the lows. And lo and behold, the next day, that is what we had. Not that it is I have some predictive nature, but it's just human nature. It seemed like a likely high probability scenario that somebody with the capability would be interested in those kinds of things. But that's what I have for Bitcoin. That's where I'm at. Looking for a pullback, consolidation, bull run. That, or else, you know, maybe we just keep pushing on. But that is personally what I am targeting myself. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe, join our free Discord. Link is in the description. Until next time, trade well.